Hey there, it's Jamie Anderson, and in this lesson video I am offering 10 tips for beginning guitarists. These are the things I wished I'd known when I was first learning how to play. Number 1, get a decent guitar. Don't go to Walmart or a similar store. Go to a store that specializes in selling instruments, online or brick and mortar, it doesn't matter. You'll get a much better guitar that way. Having said that, I did have a student once who bought a guitar at Costco and it was actually pretty good. So anyway, there's that. If you're going to go buy a used instrument, take somebody with you who knows something about guitars, unless you've been playing for a while and you can evaluate it yourself. Number 2, get your guitar set up. I have run into too many students who are playing guitars with strings so far off the neck that even a ninja would be able to press them down. So what a luthier or a technician will do for you is they'll get those strings down closer to the neck so that they're a little easier to press down. And for you beginners, that is a godsend. But even for those of us who have been playing for a while, we really appreciate a guitar that's well set up. A luthier will also look at some key things on your guitar. They'll look at the bridge, make sure it's not pulling up and that it's adjusted properly. Same thing with the net. There can be a lot of issues here. You could need a fret job. You know, the frets are these metal bars here. There's lots of things that a luthier can look at and fix for you, and sometimes it's very quick and it will make your guitar look and feel a lot better. Learn to tune. I know. That just seems so basic, doesn't it? But a lot of people think, well, I know how to play an E chord. Isn't that good enough? Well, the mechanics of playing are important. Muscle memory is important. But you got to train your ear too. If your guitar's out of tune, you won't know what an E chord is supposed to sound like. All right? There's a lot of different ways to tune, lots of free apps out there. I delve into tuning in another video, and I'll put a link to that underneath this video so you can explore that a little further. Use light gauge strings. Now this is mostly for beginners. For those of you who've been playing for a while, it's a different thing, but beginners sometimes don't even know what gauge strings are on their guitar when they buy it. And heavy gauge strings are harder to press down. Medium gauge can be difficult too, so I suggest light or medium light strings. And if you're not sure, you probably need to change the strings on a guitar you just bought anyway, and so you can put the lighter gauge strings on it. Either do it yourself. I have a video that will show you how to do that, and I'll put a link below this video, or you can take it to a music store and they can change the strings for you. Number 5, use my lesson videos. You knew I was going to say that, right? I have one that's perfect for beginners. It's called 4 Essential Chords, a strum, and a song to go with it. And I teach you some essential chords, and I teach you a strum pattern, down, down, up, down, down, up. Work just with that video. Don't spread yourself too thin. Work with that video, and after you become comfortable with what's in that video, I got lots of videos for beginners here at my site, so you can check those out. Focus only on 3 or 4 open chords rather, and a strum pattern. Don't spread yourself too thin. Open chords, I keep wanting to say strings. I need more coffee. Anyway, an open chord are these chords that you see played down here close to the head. And these chords employ open strings as part of the chord. These are more accessible for beginners than, say, bar chords or some of the jazz chords. All right? You can learn those later on, definitely. But focus on just a few open chords and 1 strum pattern, and that will really help you learn and help you feel success early on in learning to play the guitar, which is really important. Save fingerpicking and bar chords for later. Like I just said, learn the open chords first and then look at bar chords. They're not impossible to do and they're really wonderful, but you don't want to do that as your first step. Same with fingerpicking. It takes a little more coordination to fingerpick, and that should happen after you have a strum pattern or 2 under your belt. Number 8, play slowly. I can't tell you how many students I've had to correct with this, because if you play fast, you're more likely to make mistakes, and it's harder to unlearn mistakes that you have learned that way than it is to play it correctly in the first place. So play it slowly, whatever you're learning, and once you get comfortable with the changes, the strum pattern, then you can speed it up. And you're going going to save a lot of time because you won't have to unlearn all of those bad habits. Number 9, do not expect to be Eric Clapton or Sister Rosetta Tharpe in the first week. I know some of you are like, who is Sister Rosetta Tharpe? She was an amazing guitar player and was the inspiration for a lot of rock guitarists, so do a search on her. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Anyway, so be realistic, think, okay, and this week I'm going to master the G chord. And this week I'm going to learn how to play Good Riddance. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Okay? Don't spread yourself too thin. Be realistic. Don't compare yourself to others, okay? So just because your cousin learned how to play Blackbird in one day, obviously I still can't play it. There, that was better. Know that it may take you longer to learn Blackbird or whatever song that you're trying to learn. In fact, it took me, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks to learn how to play Blackbird very well, and clearly I haven't played it for a little while. But don't compare yourself. Know that you are making progress because you hear yourself play all the time. Sometimes it's hard to hear that progress, but you are making progress as long as you practice regularly and as long as you have a good attitude. That's something I mentioned in a lot of my videos, so y'all are probably getting real tired of hearing that. So there you go, 10 tips for beginning guitarists. Please hit that subscribe button in the corner and hit like because you like me, right? And if you want private lessons via Skype, you can go to jamieanderson.com. There's an email form that you can use. I do have a waiting list, so it might be a little bit of a wait before I get to you. Hope you're patient. And while you're there, look around. I'm a singer-songwriter and I've got lots of original music. Thanks, everybody.